the good life, full of fun.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another big exciting day in my kitchen. What are we making? I'll tell you what we're making. We're making some fried chicken. How's that sound? Now this recipe that I'm putting together for you, I can't even talk, I'm so excited. This recipe I put together for you is absolutely phenomenal. And what I mean by that, it's unique. It's gonna have some traditional aspects of fried chicken, but it's gonna have some other tips that I wanna share with you. And I certainly wanna share with you certainly one, if not a couple of secret ingredients. So a couple of important tips on making fried chicken. You know, a lot of times people think about the breading and coating, and that is important, and it absolutely is. It's absolutely crucial to have a great recipe for that crust. That's number one. Number two, another aspect a lot of people don't think about is the chicken. So our main guy here, we've got a 7-pound chicken, or almost 7-pound chicken. Ideally, if possible, non-frozen, you know, no hormones, no steroids, free range. That's really gonna give you a great quality fried chicken. Number three is subscribing to our channel. If you subscribe to our channel, your recipe comes out even better. So down right over here, or over here, I think, is the subscribe button. So don't forget to hit and subscribe to our channel. I greatly appreciate that. Ready to get started. Let me go over some ingredients with you real quick on stage number one, and we'll go from there. Like I said, I got a 7-pound fryer, okay? So I'll show you how to cut that up really quick. Buttermilk, 4 cups of buttermilk, and what I did is I got the buttermilk that's cultured, and that's the key. Cultured buttermilk, make sure it's cultured. It's gonna have that sour, it's gonna be a little bit thicker, it's gonna have that tang to it, and it's gonna be high in lactic acid. So it's gonna add flavor, and it's gonna add as a very mild, if you will, tenderizer to the meat, which is great. We're gonna go 1 cup. I use either pink Himalayan or gray sea salt, always gonna be great. We've got 1 full tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 1 full tablespoon of paprika. Oh yeah, see? The paprika is a little deeper, cayenne's gonna give you a little, you know what I mean? A little, forget about it. 5 cloves of garlic. Oh, I mean, right? Do you just love garlic? Anybody with me on that? Then I got 2 tablespoons of freshly ground pepper. I've got 2, not 1, 2 tablespoons of thyme. Oh, 1 whole lemon. Okay? And none other than Vito and Joe's olive oil. You gotta have some of the greatest olive oil on the planet. Here it is. My own personal olive oil named after my 2 kids, right from Puglia. Grassy, earthy, peppery. You can grab it right on our Facebook, on Amazon, or right on our website, Cooking Italian with Joe. Another one of my secret ingredients is sugar. Now what I do is I do a quarter-ish, maybe a third of a cup of regular white sugar, and then I do quarter to a third cup of brown sugar. I like the dark brown, so a little higher in molasses content. And again, it gives you that unique flavor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna brine that chicken, and it's gonna take that phenomenal healthy chicken, and it's gonna infuse it with flavor. Quickly, we're gonna chop this up, cut it up, get it in fryer parts. I'm gonna leave one of my secret ingredients there as a tease for you, so you can kind of guess along the next few minutes of the video as to what that is, because I'm telling you, nobody does that, all right? All right, so let's chop this up. We've got our chicken. Quick, we're gonna cut off the leg, do just a nice little, right, you'll see it break apart right there. You see what I mean from the breast? Because you don't want to cut the breast, right? And then you're gonna get it to pop the joint. Take your time. Okay, we're gonna get that wing off. Same thing, give it a little cut. Pop until it's out of joint. Look at that, perfect. Just cut the bottom off. Now we're gonna cut right through the breast. We're gonna get that breast off. So right down to the bone. And then just cut right through the wishbone. What to do is just give it a quick shot here. Perfect, okay? And then just pull it off. Beautiful piece of breast. Cut that breast right in half because we want a fryer piece. So ideally, we're trying to get all the pieces around the same size, okay? You're gonna cut that wing tip off, right? You just wanna find that knuckle, real easy. So now we're gonna wanna cut that thigh and leg off. So the simplest thing to do is you're gonna look right here and you're gonna see the joint and you're gonna see a fat line right along the side. All you gotta do is just kind of follow that fat line And as soon as you get it, you should be able to cut right through the joint if you get it just right. Perfect. Beautiful. And then just a little trick you can do just to make eating a leg a little easier is just cut through all those tendons along the bottom. That way the meat will come right off. Okay, quick cooking tip here. I'm going to take my knife, right, and I want to penetrate this 3 or 4 times on each side. Okay, and that way when I brine it, I'm going to get some really good penetration of the brine. All right, guys, there we go. So I've got 10 pieces ready to go, all right? So I'm going to set this aside in my bowl, start working on our brine. It's brine time. All right, so I've got a bowl big enough to put the brine and the chicken in, okay? So real simple, can't make it easier than this. I'm going to go ahead and put my buttermilk, all 4 cups, sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, again, another one of the Cooking Italian with Joe secret ingredients. I've got paprika, I've got cayenne, black pepper, thyme, my pink Himalayan salt, which is sexy, lemon press. Nothing goes better with chicken than an orange, like citrus, so orange or lemon. And then I'm just going to quarter the lemon. I'm going to throw that right in there as well, okay? Now in regards to our garlic, here, I just want to smash the garlic. So you can even take your bowl, right, and smash it. So you're going to just throw all that right in there. Now I'm just going to take a whisk or a spoon or whatever, and I'm going to give it a really good stir because I want the salt to dissolve in there. I want my sugar, my brown sugar, my white sugar, my thyme, my paprika. Beautiful, my cayenne. I want everything to marry in there as best as I can. So I've got my chicken all prepped, so it's going to marinate really well. And now I'm just going to throw that in my marinade, my breasts, my thighs, right? And then I'm going to give that a good submersion. And now again, 3 hours minimal, but if you can do this overnight, well, I'll tell you, there's nothing better because that buttermilk, along with all the other brining ingredients, not only are they going to penetrate and marry into that kitchen, but it's going to help tenderize it just a little bit. You know, the lactic acid from the buttermilk and the lemon, the acid from the lemon, that'll help tenderize it just a little bit, and it'll give you something juicy. It'll be filled with fluid. The outside will sear with a beautiful crust. Oh man, I'm telling you, the best, world's greatest chicken you're ever going to have. All right, so we're covered up. We're going to throw this right in the refrigerator overnight. Part 2, we want to make a phenomenal crust. We want to make something awesome, crunchy, crispy, filled with flavor, right? That's going to add to the beautiful flavor of the chicken. Remember, chicken's number 1, breading's number 2, subscribing to our channel's number 3. Number 3, okay? So I'm going to take my ingredients. I've got 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 cups. I've got 1 cup cornmeal. So cornmeal is going to give you, and it's ground, it's a fine ground, okay? It's not like a heavy ground polenta, okay? And that's going to give you an extra crunch, depth of flavor. Cornstarch, 1 cup. That's going to give you a whole bunch of crunch to it, crisp. I've got 1 teaspoon of cayenne, 1 teaspoon of paprika. I've got 1 tablespoon of thyme, and I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, okay? And that's going to get a little bit more air into my crust. So my flour, my cornstarch, my fine cornmeal, my cayenne pepper, my paprika, my thyme, baking powder, my pepper, which I don't think I mentioned in ingredients. We're going to want at least a tablespoon of pepper, and we're going to want a tablespoon or a little bit more of salt. And now I'm going to mix that real thoroughly, okay? So take your time, mix it up really well. My chicken's done. It's been brining overnight. Oh, I'm telling you, the smell of the thyme and the garlic and the buttermilk, oh, that is good. And what I want to do here is I want to pull the chicken out, okay, but give it a good shake. So set everything on the rack. You want to drip off the extra buttermilk, but you still want it wet. It's been a couple of minutes, so now I'm going to take my chicken, okay, now I'm doing my first breading, okay? So I see some people try to do it with tongs and such. Listen, you can't get in there unless you get your hands in there, so. All right, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give it a good press because I want it to stick. Anywhere that's wet, any openings, get breading in there. That's what you want, okay? So that's gonna be my first dusting, all right? So I'm gonna set that on my rack so everything can kind of get absorbed, right? The moisture is gonna get absorbed in the breading. All right, guys, everything's set, right? So I'm gonna let that set for a minute, and then I'm gonna make my dredge to flour it one more time. You guys wondering what my secret ingredient is yet? You guys subscribed yet? Talk to you in a minute. 4 eggs, okay, so 4 whole eggs. I've got 2 whole cups of milk, whole milk, okay? So I've got 2 whole cups of whole milk, I got 4 eggs, and another secret ingredient, some wine. Now, why the heck would you use wine? A couple of reasons. One, it's gonna add a little flavor, and it's a Pinot, but number 2, if you think of alcohol, what alcohol does when it comes into heat is it bubbles rapidly. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna incorporate some alcohol, small amount, within the crust, and as it bubbles, it creates additional flakes. It creates little portals of steam and bubbles, and it creates flakes. So it's gonna add another depth of if you will, texture to the fried chickens. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get these eggs going. And what I like to do is I like to give it a good whip in there, okay? Add my milk. So when it comes to wine, I got a beautiful Pinot, Italian Pinot, and it's not a cork, I know, but let's pretend that we're taking a cork off, right? And then I'm gonna add about a cup, or you add about as much as you feel like you want to do. You want to be a little naughty, you add a little bit more, okay? So you're gonna add some wine in there, and give that a great mix. Real easy. Here's my chicken, right? It's already got its first layer. I'm gonna throw it in the my liquid here, okay, with the egg, wine, milk, right? Then I'm gonna put it in here. Now, ideal if you can use your other hand. One is a dry hand, one is a wet hand, okay? It'll help. I always start that way and then I ruin it, okay? So that's gonna give me my double dredge, okay? And again, make sure you get it. Every little nook and cranny you wanna get flour in. That's why I just think the only way to do it is with your hand. Give it a good press. Again, you're gonna put that on the rack, and then I'm gonna go ahead and knock all these off. All the chicken's breaded, double dredged, secret ingredients. Oh, it smells good. What is my secret ingredient? I'm gonna tell you what my secret ingredient is. You ready? That's bacon fat. So I'm gonna take, ideally you wanna use peanut oil. So I've got about 8 to 9 cups of peanut oil. And then what I've got here is about 1.5 cups of bacon fat. So usually with about 1 pound or 2 of, when you cook bacon, save that fat, or you can get pork lard, and you're gonna wanna add that to the oil, and that gives it that flavor, bam, right through the roof. I'm telling you, that is awesome. Then what I want to do is I want to heat my oil at about 375 degrees. I want a a Dutch oven with a cover, and I'm going to meet you guys right over here in the kitchen. We're going to start frying some chicken. Talk to you in a minute. Oil's 376. I got my top, so I'm going to go ahead and put about 4 or 5 pieces in here. It's going to bubble. She's going to talk to you. The oil temperature's going to drop. I'm going to put the cover on 6-7 minutes. All right, let's have some fun. Oh yeah, that's good. Now what I do is I turn my oil temp up full blast, the burner, once I start putting the chicken in. But I don't want to put it in hotter than 376. This is going to go about 6 to 7 minutes with the top on. I put a teeny bit of crack just to get the steam out of there, all right? And then what's going to happen is I'm going to pull that off, and I'm going to turn it, take the top off. I'm going to let it go probably another 8 to 10 minutes. At that point, the chicken will be done. I'm going to set it on a rack. You guys ready to see some magic? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Look at that, right? So you don't want to move it around too much because I don't want to knock that breading off. But I'm going to leave the top off now because I want that steam to escape. All right, guys. Are you serious? The smell in here is awesome. So I'm going to pull these out. Get that oil temp back up for the next batch. So I'm going to just take a teeny bit of my salt and just a sprinkle. Teeny bit. Does that look awesome or what? So here's the old Italian finish, right? So you're just gonna take, and I mean just a hint, you're not overloading it, but just take a little bit of a microplaner and just hit, you know, a few of those pieces just with what you're doing, the essence of a lemon. It just goes perfect, and it's just that perfect little finish. So when you grab this immediately, Oh, you can smell like right away the essence of the lemon and the thyme. You get a hint of garlic. You know, just you can smell the oils. Oh, that's good. And the crunch, you know, there's such a great crisp and crunch, which you're going to gain that from the corn starch, the flour that you use, as well as the baking powder, and then that white wine, which just gives it that extra bit of bubble. Oh yeah. Ooh. And first, there's just that little hint of salt that I gave it that dusting with. The texture of the crust is phenomenal. Look how tender that is. You see the steam coming out? You can't beat fried chicken. That chicken is so tender because of the brine and the flavorful buttermilk brine. Wow. On every level, you get that hint of garlic. Every layer and every level of chew has a different flavor of chicken. Wow. But guys, is that a phenomenal recipe? I truly believe one of the world's greatest recipes on fried chicken with those secret ingredients. So remember, your chicken quality's got to be phenomenal, the breading and the flavor, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Don't forget to grab a bottle of olive oil right on our website or Facebook or on Amazon. Cooking Italian with Joe, just look up Vito and Joe's extra virgin olive oil. It's a bottle of Italy right in your own kitchen. Don't forget to spend some time with your family. Boy, there's nothing that's going to get your kids around the table better than a plate of fried chicken. And don't forget to spend some time looking at all our other recipes. Spend some time celebrating your heritage, set some traditions. Until next week, buon appetito.
A good life, full of fun, seems to